Hey YouTube, coming at you with a more fun Great League Remix team with Girafarig, Fairthorn, and then the back. I started with Poliwrath and then I went to Whiscash. So Girafarig's moveset on PvP Poke recommended is Double Kick. I'll go over Double Kick versus Confusion during my sort of discussion during the video. But I found that Confusion was better because I see a huge uptick in just stuff that resists fighting, right? So Charge Bugs, Skeldurge, Jellicent. That's why I put on Confusion plus Poliwrath, right? Makes it a worse matchup if you go against Skarmory. So put in Fairthorn, because I thought Fairthorn could be like maybe an interesting core breaker, right? You resist the Steel and Skarmory, only neutral to flying, but you can hit super effective for Thunder, does over 50%. So I thought that, plus like maybe if you have a shield advantage or any energy advantage, you can take out the Poliwrath too. There are some tough stuff for this. Like, this is why I would not recommend actually running the team, because you like Guzzlord or Zweilous, like a dragon, dark in the front is tough. And then what else was tough for this team? There are like one or two things that when you go up against it is really rough. But one of those things that is not weak is a team that's triple weak to Confusion. And that is exactly what this team is. So while we are going over what is just a completely hilarious battle, let's go to Shadow Giraffe for a second. So Girafarig's moveset for fast move, you have one or two options. You have realistically, I guess it has Confusion too, but I think realistically your moveset that you want to run is Confusion or Double Kick. And the difference between these two is your damage versus your energy output. So Double Kick is a 4 energy per turn, 3.2 damage per turn, while Confusion is a 3 energy per turn, but a 5.76 damage per turn, right? So you're doing a lot of damage for slightly slower charge. So what's the trade-off here? The trade-off is, for me, if you're going to lower their attack anyways, I might as well do the hardest hitting move I have, right? So I'm going to lower their attack with Psychic Fangs and then Confusion them just for that damage. What you're going to see in these matchups, and I'll come back here, is that you're very, very glossy. And with the slower charging move, a lot of the time you still need to you're going to be down shield. So if you're going to run this team, you really need to run it with like 2 bulkier Pokemon in the back. But I just like the amount of damage that it does, right? Because like even in any sort of neutral matchups, unless they're like a very bulky Pokemon, like Charge Bug actually took quite a lot of damage there. You're able to just chunk, because especially if you get to a Psychic Fangs, those Shadow Confusions really add up. Justin's gonna be a little rough here but I'll chip a bunch. It's a little rough. No, sorry, a little rough Jellicent. The Confusion, there's 2 issues with it. One would argue, if your main thing is to get to Psychic Fangs and lower your opponent's defense, it's only a 35 energy move. If your main thing is to get to the Psychic Fangs, wouldn't you want a faster charging move? Because even though Double Kick is a lower energy per turn and you're doing less damage there, the more often you lower your opponent's attack, the more likely you are to be able to do more damage with those Double Kicks, right? So I forget how much exactly. It's a one level defense fall. I don't know what that equates to. Maybe I can just run it, because that's actually a really interesting thing that I don't know. If I have a Shadow Giraffe running Double Kick, and then I'm running, let's say, against let's go Charge a Bug. Oh no, because that's resisted. I need something neutral to see how much the damage does. Not Dragon. Yeah, Dragonair. Let's just put in Dragonair. with Psychic Fangs. Okay, so let's run this battle. They have no shields. Let's see what happens. So the first time around, your double kicks are doing 8 damage on the Dragonair, and the second time around they are doing 10 damage. So 2 more damage there, and now let's look at the confusion. Obviously it's going to be more. My question is just how much more. So it goes from 18 damage to 22 damage, right? So you do pick up an extra 4 damage per confusion. Obviously confusion is a longer turn move than double kick. Double kick's only a 3-turn move. Confusion is a 4-turn move. So yes, you're picking up 4 compared to 2. Longer move duration. I like it because it also just gets stab on it. Same type attack bonus, right? Double kick is, and I think that's the main difference where I feel the move. It's not only just is confusion a better move than double kick. Like you get the stab bonus on confusion that you do not get on double kick because Giraffe is a psychic normal typing. So for me, I just think if you're going to use this Pokemon, just use it with psychic. But if you want to make the argument, you can use it with double kick. I really thought I would live this Surf. You are very, very glassy. So if you're going to be using this Pokemon, I think you need to really build around 2 Pokemon that are really bulky in the back because you're 100% going to use shields on Giraffe. Basically, I'm staying... You're not weak to a bunch, right? Because Psychic's weak to Ghost, but you neutralize that with... you do better than neutralize it with the normal typing. Your normal typing offsets the Psychic. Your normal typing is only weak to fighting, so that offsets with the Psychic. So you really only need to watch out for Dark and Bug. So it's like what I found was the biggest issue in this league was like X-Scissor on Charjabug. Like those discharges, like X-Scissor will basically like one-shot you after the discharges. Not discharges, Volt Switches. And there's not a ton of, like there are some darks, like, and that's I said, like the Guzzlords and stuff like that. Any dark is actually going to cause you a lot of problems because your confusion and psychic fangs is resisted, which is why I think a lot of people run. If you want to look at the other option, like I just talked about why I ran confusion because of the more damage and the energy generation is a little slower, but like I got like that stab damage and then they really add up if you're really just most of the time throwing psychic fangs, right? The counter argument is if you're only weak to 2 things, you're weak to Bug. I can argue the other side of this though, because if you're weak to Bug, double kick is resisted, so confusion would be better. But on the other hand, if you're weak to Dark as your other one, doing super effective double kicks would very much limit that weakness. Now, again, I could just argue the other thing that like if you're gonna get like one shot by most Dark things anyways, even having a double kick, you still have resisted charge move. Like Psychic Fangs are resisted, it means you need to get to Trailblaze. It's and then if it's like a Dark Dragon, Trailblaze is resisted too, so you're gonna lose anyways. As opposed to like a Bug, where if I have Confusion Psychic Fangs, I can probably in the 2 shield just like Confusion and double shield the crap out of it to take it. Fairthorn with a nice sweep at the end here. But obviously Steels, this is where Confusion would be better. I mean, double kick would be better. Have to switch out here. Get this Power Whip off. Power Whip does good chip. I'm surprised they're not getting out. If they're not getting out, maybe they're core broken in the back here. I maybe should have shielded this. It's always I hate the Steelix. It's always bait worthy. I haven't tried Steelix yet. Steelix is okay. I mean, again, because this team's really sort of off Bug, I'm just gonna ramble a lot. I haven't really tried Steelix yet, and it's an interesting one because I think it's just because the Skarmory and no, but Skarmory you resist everything too, so that one is actually probably in your favor. I don't know whose favor that one is. It's probably a terrible matchup for both of you, but the Skarmory Steelix matchup's pretty bad for both of you. But then you have the Poliwrath, which is bad, but then you kill Charjabug. So I don't know. I haven't tried it yet. Yes, there's some mud boys going through here. There's other dragons, though, that you would resist the dragon. Maybe I'll try that on my next team. I'm actually trying to look for next team right now. I think I'm going to try Steelix next team. See how it works. In terms of what I have left here. So you saw yesterday, I had, I think, one really good team, one decent team idea. Just needs to be tweaked a little bit in the back. With the 10-0 start for Ninetales there, and then the same concept of like double covering your Poliwrath weakness in the back. And Mantine, like way better than I expected it to be. This one's whatever. I just have another good one, which is probably going to go out maybe tomorrow morning. So this morning, as opposed to this one, which will just be like an afternoon filler video. But the morning one was a Skeldurge team where I just got like hard counted like 6 times and won like 4 of them. So I was actually surprised how strong the team was. And I can't tell if that's like the strength of the team, or it's just like your team you just constantly gets hard counter. Maybe it's not a good team build. It's tough to like understand which one's which. So yeah, Steelix may be a good one, and I saw a submission, so I'll take a look at that. Anyways, how's everyone doing? Where are we in the season? I think we're like 4 or 5 weeks into the season. It started December, right? I think there's a couple. Yeah, so we have a Great League Fantasy Cup next week, and then an Open, and then we got like a few weeks left in the 2 weeks of Hisui Cup. Then there's a Catch Cup second last week, and then we're that. I'm positive that there were a couple Go Battle weeks or something. So yeah, Go Battle week, Friday, January 19th. Okay, so I will remind everyone next week. Yeah, I'll remind everyone next week when I do my top teams videos that January 19th to Wednesday the 24th, you can do up to 50 battles instead of 25. So there's that. And then wasn't there a Go Battle Day? Yeah, Saturday, February 10th. So there's a couple days to, not more than a couple days to grind here if you want to. The game itself is interesting. I've only seen, again, people often will just more complain. Like people like to complain about what the issues are. But someone's like, here are the big 4 things that Niantic released that last year. Showcases, Roots, Mateo, and there was a 4th thing that was inconsequential. And that was everyone's like, whoa, like that's a pretty bad, like it's not even like a look at this like all-star amazing Pokemon that's changing. Oh, Zygarde was a 4th with the cells. Roots. Which in itself is an issue, right? Trying to grind those roots. It's like it's gonna be like a snowstorm here today, and then like minus 20 for the rest of the winter. So it's like I'm not grinding roots during the winter, that's for sure. Right. So it's a lot of people have kind of been like, what is this? How this is not entertaining. Is not the way. This is not enticing me to grind. I love showcases. I will go on record saying I regret trading sending my way my XL Pokemon. I did an analysis like, why would I keep 75 plus XL Pokemon in a bag space when I only have like 2,300? I'm a free to play player. This doesn't make sense. And then I've won a couple just like catching like XL Pokemon during the events or whatever. And I have gotten the premium rewards are insane. I love I don't care about lucky eggs. I'm already at level 50. I don't care about incense. They're useless since the nerf. I've gotten like not a lot of incubators, but like some incubators, which is nice for a free play player. But I've gotten like 4 to 5 star pieces. And for me, that seems like one of the best things to get. Like getting those star pieces are huge, especially when like dust is like one of the best commodities in the game, and being able to like use these star pieces during 3x Stardust community days, and when I get like the Go Battle like pages where you get like 100 battles and you get like all that Stardust, like being able to drop a piece there, like it's a huge like incentive for a free-to-play player to do those showcases. I 100% regret sending away my XL Pokemon. I really did not expect them to be this like give as much as they are. So like that is a huge thumbs up. In terms of roots and Zygarde cells, I've probably done like, I remember when roots came out, I actually did set, because it was the summer, so I set some roots up, and then I've done like maybe 10 roots, and I've gotten like 2 cells, and it's just not enticing to me to do a root for a few reasons. One, it's just like, one is timing wise. If I was like single or could just go for like walks in the morning or night and I didn't have kids or anything, like I think roots are probably an easy one, because you can just like go and do your 15-minute incense and grind a root. I think that's not bad. Where it gets trickier is if you actually have commitments, right? I have kids. When I work from home, it's like I really don't go out during the day. Plus I got 2 kids at morning, at night, so I like definitely don't go out. So I'm not doing roots during the week most of the time, or the weekend. Canada here, November through April, it's either like a ton of snow, we're getting like 20-30 centimeters in the next 24 hours, or here in Ottawa, where the coldest capital in the world, it gets like minus 30 during the winter. So it's like I'm not grinding roots during that. So that kills both roots and it kills Mateo, which Mateo is useless right now. People said maybe Mateo has a good feature if you can like drop, like if you can get premium stuff from that, like instead of just doing like a gift, you get like you like, here, send a lucky egg, send an incense, send whatever, then it may be useful, but for now it's just kind of like a whatever. And yeah, and so I've done like 10 roots. I've gotten 2 Zygarde shells. So it's just like, I'm never going to get this thing. It's not worth the grind for me. And it's not, I'd rather just not play Master League. Roots, Mateo, and yeah, so those are the 4. So I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do to make this a little more interesting. I think they need to do something. It just seems like every event that comes out now, I look at the list, and this is also probably the fatigue of older players. Like I know they just announced, not just announced, but like the next one is like some fairy type one, and I look at the list, and first of all, there's not even a lot of new like shiny. Like I'm not even a shiny hunter, but even for the average player, there's not like a bunch of new shinies or new Pokemon. It just seems like there's maybe 1 new shiny or 1 new Pokemon per event. These events last like, they're constantly coming around. They're always ticketed. If you've been playing for like, I haven't even been playing since 2016, but I've been playing since 2018. You've seen every single one of these Pokemon multiple times. And if they're not useless, if they're not good for PvP, you probably already have one for PvP. And if it's not good for PvP, and it's not good for raiding, it's kind of like, what's the point, right? So a lot of these events have been misses for me, just these weekly events. Plus they're all ticketed, and I like, buy this, buy this, buy this. It's like, no, I will not be buying that. Anyways, this was a very rambly, off-topic video, but I was due for one. Anyways, that is it. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.